Welcome back to Behind the Box. Today we're bringing you a review of a successfully kickstarted game called Entropy, Worlds Collide, and its expansion, Echo of Time. A special thank you to Board Game Exposure for sending us these copies. So full disclosure, we haven't paid for them, but that won't impact the quality of our review.
So, Entropy Worlds Collide is a competitive card game for 2 to 4 players. It plays up to 5 with the expansion, where a bunch of realities have crashed into each other and fragmented into multiple parts. Each player plays as a unique character from each of these realities, trying to put their reality back together. Everybody has the same set of action cards, and each turn you'll select one to play that round. These range from collecting new cards to using your own personal powers. If at any time multiple cards of the same card get played, then none of those happen and only the unique cards get to go. The first person that collects all 4 of the reality cards wins the game.
It's quite fun. We were really impressed with this game.
Really impressed, yeah.
Going into it, we did have the expectation that it would be good because, you know, it's our type of game. We do like that kind of game. But we were just blown away. At the end, we were all looking at each other thinking, wow, that was so much fun.
Yeah, it really did.
It was great. And I particularly liked that clashing element. So when multiple people play the same card, obviously that stops you from being able to perform that action. And so it gives you a lot to think about. You're thinking about not only what you need to do and how to make that happen, but also what the other players are going to need to do and what cards they're likely to play, because you don't want to clash with them. You want to avoid that. Yeah,
that's a really cool part, and it reminds me a lot of Not Alone, so it has that similar aspect of not wanting to go to the same place
as the alien. Yeah.
There's also a cool thing where you'll also be able to have cards in what they call a hold, which is a face-down card that you get to see what it is, and it could be any reality of someone else's or your own. But other people don't know what it is, and they'll have hold cards as well that you don't know what they are. So it reminds me a lot of Coup, in that they'll have this little hidden information, and you can kind of almost bluff and make claims about what it is. And so the only way you can really find out is by trying to go all in and either take it or reveal it. Yeah. But if it's theirs, you've revealed it and given it to them. But it could also be the last piece of your reality that you need. And so you do wind up with these mind games and the clashing. And it's a fantastic game. It really did just tick all those boxes for us. And the artwork's really nice as well for the landscapes.
The landscapes especially, really pretty.
Really, really beautiful. And then the expansion.
So, Echo of Time. What fun. We really liked this. We actually, when we took this out, we hadn't read the back of the box, so we didn't know what it was going to bring. So we'll try and keep spoilers to a minimum when we describe this. But essentially, this is like a little mini legacy game. When you first open it up, there's a little card in there telling you, don't go any further. Make sure that you reveal each of these things using the instruction book. Follow the instructions. And so gradually you're getting more cards added in and more story is building, and it's just so much fun. And in the end you end up with just a completely different game mode, a different game feel, new challenges, and even like a one versus many type of
That's element. What the actual expansion is to implement this one versus many game type that we weren't aware that was going to happen.
It was fun when that finally got revealed.
Yeah, it was really cool because the rule book in the expansion, they could have easily just said, here's the new stuff, here's how you implement it into the game. But it's like, stop, go through this step by step, read everything, read all the little story snippets. And it really does add a lot to your gaming experience. Like after we were finished going through this little booklet, we were like, that was so cool.
It was really fun.
So unnecessary, but really just added to the game. It was great. Yeah. I will say, with the expansion, there is sort of a negative to the one versus many game mode, in that the one is very powerful, and we only played it as a 2 versus 1, and so it felt very, very imbalanced. I think it would work better if you had the 4 players against the 1, because, it was tough. You can't talk, so even though you're working together, you can't discuss strategy, and you had a really good character that went along with the 1, and
I did get lucky too, which is another thing that happens in this game. As with a lot of card games, you know, if the cards just come out in a lucky way, it can impact the game. But then it's such a short game anyway.
It makes it over so quick. So because you shuffle all these realities up into one deck, one person's reality might be really close to the top, all of their cars they need, and all of a sudden they just win like 3 minutes into the game. That only happened once in the whole night of us playing, so it's infrequent, but it's possible. But like you said, you can kind of just reshuffle and just go again.
Yeah.
And the other thing that again is a little bit of a negative when you're playing with the expansion versus the base game, it's more complex. The cards that it adds, you can still play without the one versus many. It makes it a bit less strategic. So when we played with the base game, it felt like, okay, everything I do can be a mind game. It can be me thinking about what are you going to do and playing to what I think you're going to do.
Yeah, it's very tight. That game is very tight.
Yeah. The expansion adds ways that you can kind of just go, okay, it doesn't matter. No one can really stop this. You just do it.
Yeah.
And then you get some bonuses as you play the game.
It's a little more chaotic.
A little bit more chaotic. Not that that's a bad thing. It's just a different...
Just different style.
Style of playing, yeah. So it's not a negative so much, but... So final thoughts for you. What do you think?
I love it. I think it's great. I think it's fun. It's definitely my style of game. And I'm looking forward to playing it with more people.
Yeah, same for me. It ticks all those boxes. I love games like Coup, where you've got to kind of outplay your opponents, and these mind games come into it, and you've got to really think about everything that you do. Every action you take is important. To me, this kills Coup.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah, I love Coup, and now that we have this, I wouldn't play Coup. If someone's like, oh, can we play a game like that? This is what I'm going to
bring that to the table. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, that is a big thing.
Yeah.
And if you like those types of games, I'd recommend looking into this and learning more about it.
And we'll make sure to leave the link in the description there so you can check it out
yourself. You can read more on it. And I'll leave a link as well to Board Game Exposure on Facebook. Go check out that group. It's a fantastic group of people. And we'll leave our own personal social media links as well. But yeah, that's everything. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave us a like. We don't really ever ask for that, but I feel like likes and subscribes and stuff is always good. And until the next one, we'll see you soon.
Thanks.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
I remembered that there were two negative things we wanted to discuss, and so I was like, I'll start talking and hope I remember by the time I need to get to it. That happened with both of those negatives.
Well, you got there, didn't you?
I did get there.
You got there.
I nailed it.